Dear learners, welcome to today's session. So today it is the BSOC 132 second class. So I welcome to Dr. Manas Dakua. I mean definitely you would enjoyed yesterday's class, and I know he's a very excellent academic counselor. I mean it's not like that they only sir will teach you and sir will going to deliver the lecture and you're listening. I mean, try to interact with sir and whatever question, whatever doubts, because the distance education not believe on one way methods. So it's the class should be interactive, then it will be much better for you and also the sir also. So I just request to all of you, please kindly write your enroll number, name in the chat box. So I don't want to waste much time. Straight away, I welcome to our counselor, Dr. Manas, and also I welcome to all the learners. So thank you very much to all of you, and I hand over the session to Dr. Manas.
So, good morning, learners. So,
And
today we'll
learners,
start.
please kindly put your mic in the mute mode. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. So, learners, today we'll start another blog that is about social structure and practices in India. So, yesterday we have discussed many things related to India's plurality, that how India is united and there is diversity is there. Then changes in Indian society. So, today we'll discuss about the social structure of Indian society. So social structure means what? For example, if you discuss about the structure of anything else, simply body. So there are many parts are there. So in Indian society also there are some structures means systematically arranged. So in that we'll discuss about three important social structures and practices, that is tribe, caste and class. So in that we'll discuss about their features, then changes, many things. So first we'll start with tribes. So as you know that in India there is majority means majority of peoples belong to scheduled tribes. So today in tribes we'll discuss about what is tribe, what are the characteristics of a tribes, then so their socio-economic condition of tribes, what are their problems, and what are the measures to solve their problems. So first we'll discuss about the tribes. So what is a tribes? So tribe means a group of people, those who have common dialect, common territory, they have common culture, and they have we feeling or unity. So that signifies that it is a tribes. So tribe ମାନେ କହିଲେ ଆମେ various forms ରେ ଆମେ tribe ବି କହିପାରିବା, ଯେମିତି ବନବାସୀ, ଜନ then ପାହାଡିଆ, ତ ଏମିତି various type ର ଅଛନ୍ତି. Okay. ତ ଆମେ ଟ୍ରାଇବ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ଆମେ ଆଦିବାସୀ କାହିଁ କହୁଛେ? why we call they are adivasi? Because they are the indigenous peoples. Okay, so they are indigenous people, so that we call them adivasi. And those who are live in forest, they known as vanavashi. So in India, if you discuss about the geographical distribution of tribes, so various in various parts, various tribes we found. So tribe is not confined to a particular area or a place. So it is distributed throughout India. It's maybe eastern, western, northern, and southern part. So we will discuss about various tribes. Okay. So tribes are generally two types. Okay, one is primitive tribe and another is tribes. So primitive tribes means what? Now, they are most indigenous. Okay. So their number is few and they are far away from the mainstreams. But tribes means what? Now tribes, those who are close to the mainstream society. So first we'll discuss just be clear about the definition of these tribes. Okay, who are tribes? Now we'll discuss about the features or characteristics of tribe. So in our definition itself, we clear that tribes, they have a particular territory or topography. Okay, physically topography. So territory means what? Now their boundaries. So different tribes, they have their own boundary, own territory. Okay. Yesterday we discussed about our geopolitical unity. Means what? It signifies the boundary of India. Means we have a particular boundary. Similarly, tribes also they have their own particular boundary or territory or topography. And another thing is that but now their living pattern is not same. Okay, so some are live in forest, some are mountains. For example, take the example of some tribes of Orissa. It will be easy for you. Take the example of Kondho. Okay, Kondho is a tribes. So in Kondho also there are two tribes are there. One is Dongriya Kondho, another is Kutia Kondho. So Dongriya Kondho means they are the primitive tribes. Means they live in forest and hills. So Dongor mean hills. So they known as Dongriya Kondho. Kutia Kondho means what? Those who are live in the foothills. I mean ପାହାଡ଼ ତଳେ ଯୋଉମାନେ ରୁହନ୍ତି ସେମାନେ ନୁହନ୍ତି but they are tribes, they are primitive tribes. So in this way topography means what na physical features of their living or their territory. So it is not compulsory that they will live in forest. So their living patterns, they are making of their houses, so it is totally different. Okay, so first thing is what na a definite topography or definite territory, that is the first and important characteristics of tribes. Next is sense of unity. Sense of unity means what? Now they are close related. There is a close bond among the tribes. So ସେଇଟା କହୁଛି ଆମେ sense of unity. So they feel that they belongs to a particular tribes. So their identity attached with their tribes. So for that reason it is known as sense of unity. So different tribes live in different parts of India, but they know for their unity. So that is sense of unity. Next is it is a endogamous group. Next characteristics of tribe is endogamous groups. So endogamous group means what? Now it is a new term for us. Okay. So we know what is marriage or what is family. But endogamy is a term is related to marriage. Means restrictions on marriage. Or this is also known as the principles of marriage. ତାକୁ ଆମେ କହିପାରିବା. So endogamy means what? The marriage within the caste. So that is known as endogamy. Okay, it is a restriction on marriage. So for that reason, the tribes are endogamous in nature or endogamy group. So generally, the tribes they marry within their tribe or within their clan, not outside the tribes. Okay, same thing we will discuss in our tribe. Okay, in caste ରେ ଆମେ ସେଇଟା discussion କରିବା. ସେଇଟା ବି ଗୋଟେ features ତାର. But ଏଇଠି କଣ? ନା ଏଇଠି ହଉଛି ନା tribes ମାନେ bas they marry within their own tribes. For that reason, it is known as endogamous groups. Then another important feature is they have a common dialect. Okay, common dialect ମୁଁ yesterday class ରେ ବି କହିଥିଲି when I discuss about language or linguistic. So in that also I mentioned that what is the difference between a language and a dialect. So language means what? Now in language, both we speak and we have a script. Okay. For example, take the example of Hindi or Sanskrit or English. So we speak in that particular language. Also, we have script. Okay. But dialect means what? Now dialect it's only speak. So this particular dialects it's orally transformed from one generation to another generation. Okay. So they don't have any particular script, or we can say a writing book or anything else. So that is not available. So for that reason, so each and every tribes they have their own particular or common dialect. Means dialect means what na? How to communicate with each other. So their language vary from each other. Take the example of the northeast. Okay, in northeast there are many tribes are there. Okay, so though different tribes they have their own language. Maybe they racially they are same. Maybe racially they are known as Mongoloids. Okay, but their dialect, their language is different. So for that reason, they have a common dialect. Take the example of like Naga, Assamese. Okay. So these different tribes, they have their different dialects or the medium of communications. Then next is tie of blood relationship. Okay, tie blood relationship. So they are closely attached with blood relations. So yesterday we discussed about kinship. Okay, ଆମେ kinship ବିଷୟରେ ଟିକେ discussion କରିଥିଲେ ଯେ kinship means what? ନା relationships or relatives. So ସେଇଟା various way ରେ ହେଇପାରିବ. It is through blood, it is through marriage or it is through adaptation. So it is common for the mainstream people, but particularly in tribes, so they are closely attached with blood relations, or we can say another term in kinship that is consanguineous. Consanguineous means what? Na relations through blood, blood relatives. So ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ tribes ମାନେ ତାକୁ ବେଶୀ ମାନନ୍ତି. Okay, so they are very closely attached with blood relations. Then they are protective awareness. Okay, it is another features. Protective awareness means what? Now they are always alert because always there is a war between different tribes, different clans. Okay, so I would just clear କରିଦଉଛି what is the difference between a tribe and between a clan. Okay, so for example family. So बहुत सारा family की ନେଇକି more than one family तो ତାକୁ ଗୋଟେ clan ହୁଏ। ଆଉ ବହୁତ ସାରା clan କୁ ମିଶେଇକି ଗୋଟେ tribal community ହୁଏ। Okay. So you remember, ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ tribe ଟା use କରିଥାଉ ଆମେ ସେତେବେଳେ କହୁଛେ କଣ ନା tribal community. We use the term community. So what is community? We know about society. Society is a web of social relationship. But what is community? So what is tribal community? So first we have to clear about what is community. Now community means a group of people, those who live in a particular geographical territory. They have we feelings. That is very important. We feelings, and they have their own culture. Similarly, tribes also they have a particular territory. Then they have we feelings. ଯେମିତି କହିଲି they are closely attached with blood relations. So we feeling means what? ନା solidarity ବା bond. ତ ସେଇଟା କଣ କରୁଛି ସେଇଟା ବି ହଉଛି characteristics of community. ତ ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା territory, then ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି we feeling, ତ another is common culture. Okay. So ଏଇ ତିନିଟା ଜିନିଷକୁ ନେଇକି ଆମେ କହିଦଉଛୁ କଣ ନା it is a tribal community. So protective awareness means what? Now they are why they are alert? Now because always there is a warfare between different tribes. So tribes namely call it territory. They have a particular territory. So all like common people, like a common nation, there is fight for territory or for land. Similarly, ତା ସହିତ ଆହୁରି ଗୋଟେ କଥା କହିବା clear ହେଇଯିବ why there is a fight for this territory or why they are very protective awareness. Because the generally tribes, generally primitive tribes, not now present tribes, primitive tribes they are hunting and gatherers. So different tribes are there. Hunting gatherers are there, pastorals are there. Okay, agricultural tribes are there. So generally in beginning, so they the tribes are they are hunting and gatherers. So when there is food scarcity, okay, so when there is no food, so they're trying to acquire others' territory. ସେମାନେ ଅନ୍ୟ territory କି acquire କରିବାକୁ ଚାହାନ୍ତି for their survival. So because of this what now always different tribes or neighbor tribes they are alert. Okay, alert for war. So this is another then is distinctive political organization. Okay. So political organization means what? Now for example authority. Okay. So authority means what? Now who regulate and control the behavior of the community member or tribal community members. So what is the political organization? Take the example of now present day in India. Take the example we have a democracy. So this is our political organization. We have a authority system, okay, hierarchical system. Similarly in tribes also. So tribes also they have their own culture. So generally in each tribe, in each clan, there is a tribal head who will occupy that position, those who have the ability to protect their members. So that person will be a head. So seeing tribal head over. And all the members they are bound to obey the rules and regulations of the tribal head. Another thing is related to this social political organization is what the political organization is very simple in nature, not complex like present day society. So we have a complex political organization of political systems, hierarchical system. But among the tribes, their political organization is very simple. But one more thing is what? No, but the punishment is very severe. Okay, means severe punishment. So for that reason, all the members of the tribes they obey the rule regulations of the head. So that is the simple political organization. Then another thing is what? Now they have a common culture. So each and every tribe or different tribes they have their own culture. Okay, so that is also one important feature of tribe. So yesterday ମୁଁ culture ବିଷୟରେ କହିଥିଲି what is the definition of culture. Okay, culture means what? Na way of life. But culture is the sum totality of tradition, costumes, knowledge, ideas, values. ତ ସବୁକୁ ମିଶେଇଲେ ଆମେ ତାକୁ culture କହୁଛେ. Okay. So similarly, among the tribes also, they have a common culture. Okay. ତାଙ୍କର common culture ଆଉ ସେମାନଙ୍କ practices. ଯେହେତୁ ଏ block ରେ heading ହଉଛି social structure and practices. Okay. Practices କହିଲେ easily ବୁଝି ହବ ଯେମିତି ଆମେ rituals day to day rituals କରୁଛେ. Okay. जो ମାନୁଛେ जो प्रथा ମାନୁଛେ ସେଇଟାକୁ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ practices. The tribals also they practice the same culture. Okay. So their culture, their traditions, their values are same, but different from different tribes. Okay. So that is the another feature of tribe, common culture. Then another is importance of kinship. Kinship तो मैं already କହିଦେଇଛି ଯେ kinship କଣ ନା relationship through marriage or through blood relation or through adaptation. So among the tribes, kinship play an important role. Means relatives বা ଆମେ ଯୋଉ relation କହୁଛେ. So that is play an important role. So in time of scarcity ho, বা in time of insecurity ho, so this kinship বা these relatives, they are play an important role. One thing is that blood relations are more important, but kinship or other relatives also playing an important role among the tribal communities. Then egalitarian values. Okay, so remember what is egalitarian? Okay, it is a new term for you learners. Egalitarian means what? No, egalitarian means equality, equal distribution. I'm जो कହୁଛେ. So it terms ଟା I mean industrial society भी I mean Marx जो discussion କରିଥିଲେ ତ ତା ଦେହରେ term ଟା ସେ use କରିଥିଲେ egalitarian society means a communist society but ଯୋଉଠି common property ଥିବ class ନଥିବ classless society. So generally the tribal communities are classless society. So there is no distinction or division on the basis of class. Okay. So class concept नଥିଲା ସେଠି. All are equal. So they collect food or hunt together and distribute among equally. So egalitarian values they give much importance to emphasis to egalitarian values. So ये जो equality की ସେମାନେ बहुत important ଦଉଥିଲେ. Inequality ନଥିଲା. Okay, distances ନଥିଲା. For that reason ତାଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ଗୋଟେ bond ଥିଲା. Unity ଯୋଉ ମୁଁ କହିଲି sense of unity. ଏ sense of unity possible ଏଇଥିପାଇଁ ହଉଥିଲା ନା because ସେମାନଙ୍କର unity କଣ ପାଇଁ ହେଇଥିଲା ନା because of this egalitarian values. Okay. ଏ ଯୋଉ equality କି importance ଦେବା ତ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ତାଙ୍କର ମାନେ ଏଇ ୟୁନିଟି ବା ବଣ୍ଡ ଟା ମେଣ୍ଟେନ ହେଇକି ରହୁଥିଲା egalitarian value ବା equality. Then simple form of religion. Okay, ମୁଁ already କହିଛି ଯେ society ର main institution ଯୋଉଟା ଅଛି ଯେମିତି social, political, religious, economic, educational. Okay, so similarly in this tribal communities also they have their own institutions. Okay, so ଯେମିତି କହିଲେ political institution ଅଛି, ଯେମିତି discussion କଲେ their political organizations are very simple. Economy କଣ? Economic institution ନା hunting gathering, food collecting, that is related to their economy. or agriculture ଆମେ କହିପାରିବା. So they know agriculture but not modern agriculture, they know shifting cultivation. Okay, or ଆମେ ଯଦି ତାକୁ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ କହିବା ପୋଡୁ ଚାଷ କହିପାରିବା, in Assamese ଝୁମ୍ କହିପାରିବା. ତ different names ଅଛି in different tribes, they practice different economic activities. So there is agriculture, so they are pastoral also. Okay, horticultural, mostly hunting and gathering. So it ହେଲା economic institution. Social institution ରେ ଯେମିତି କହିଲି social institution ରେ there is kinship play an important role. Kinship are part of social institution. Kinship ଅଛି, ତାପରେ blood relations ଅଛି. Okay, ତ ସେଇଟା ହେଇଗଲା social institution ଟା ଆସିଗଲା. And another important is what? Na religious institutions. So what is the religious institution or what is the faith? ସେମାନଙ୍କ ଧାର୍ମିକ ଭାବନା କଣ ଥିଲା ବା ସେମାନେ how they worship. ତ ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି religious institution of tribal communities. So their tribal communities religious practices are very simple. ବହୁତ ସରଳ ଥିଲା. Not like that in present day context ରେ ଯୋଉ ଆମ religion ହଉ ବା cult ହଉ ଯୋଉ ଏତେ complex, ଆମର ବହୁତ ସାରା rituals ଅଛି, rites ଅଛି, practices ଅଛି. But among the tribal communities, their life is very simple, their belief is very simple. So ଯେହେତୁ ଆମେ religion କଥାଟା କହୁଛେ, ଆମେ religion ଏବେ ଯଦି କହିବା religion means what? ନା believe on a supernatural power. Okay, which is not in the control of a human being, common human being. So religion ଆମେ କହିଲେ suddenly ଆମ mind କୁ ଆସୁଛି କଣ ନା ଯେମିତି କି Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Jainism, Zoroastrianism, Sikhism. So ଏଇ type ର ଆମ mind କୁ suddenly ଆସୁଛି. But these are the recent origin of religions, recent religion. But I will clarify about the origin of religion. So religion ଟା origin ହେଇଥିଲା among the tribes because they are the indigenous people. Religion ଏବେ tribe ଏବେ just ମାନେ emerge କରିନି. ତ religion କେତେବେଳେ emerge କରିଥିଲା ନା among the tribal people. ତ ଆ ଦେହରେ ମୁଁ ଟିକେ extra ତମକୁ ଟିକେ ମାନେ idea ଦେବି ଯେ how religion originated and how the religion of tribal community is very simple. Religion originate ହେଇଥିଲା means in sociology. One important classical sociologist, Emile Durkheim, he discussed about the origin of religion. Okay, how religion originated, and in that theory, it is a theory. So in that theory, he discussed about that how religion originated. So he discussed that religion originated among a particular tribe, a indigenous tribe. Say tribe na hochi Arunta tribe. Okay, a Arunta tribe. So that tribe found in Australia. So ସେଇଠି ସେ study କରିଥିଲେ ଯେ how religion originated. Okay, how it is very simple. So Durkheim discussed that na among the Arunda tribe जो particular indigenous tribe ଥିଲା, so ସେମାନେ ଗୋଟେ religious practice follow କରୁଥିଲେ. ଆଉ ସେଇ ଯୋଉ religion କୁ କୁହାଯାଉଥିଲା totemism. ଆମେ ଯେମିତି Hinduism କହୁଛେ ସେତେବେଳେ ସେମିତି ଥିଲା totemism. ତ ତାକୁ ମୁଁ clear କରିଦଉଛି for your easy understanding. Totem means, okay, Totem. Totem means object. So generally they believe on objects, not like idol worship. In present religion ଆମେ ଯୋଉ idol worship କରୁଛେ, different religion ର idols ଅଛନ୍ତି, ମୂର୍ତ୍ତି ଅଛି, ତ ତାଙ୍କର ସେମିତି କିଛି ନଥିଲା. So they believe on totems, means objects. Objects may be anything ହେଇପାରେ, it may be a stone, it may be a tree, it may be a mountain, or it may be animate or inanimate. Any animals ବି ହେଇପାରେ, okay, so anything. So ତାକୁ କୁହାଯାଉଥିଲା totem, or ତା ଦେହରୁ ହଉଥିଲା totemism. So believe on totem means objects. So they worship objects. So generally ଆମେ ବି ଯଦି example ଦେବାକୁ ଚାହିଁବି, ମାନେ ଏବେ present ରେ ବି କିଛି tribes ଅଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉମାନେ ମାନେ ସେଇଥିରେ believe କରନ୍ତି, okay. Take the example of Odisha. Take the example of Kandha tribe in Odisha. So they worship a particular mountain known as Niyamgiri. Okay. So ତାକୁ ସେମାନେ ପୂଜା କରନ୍ତି। ତ ତାକୁ କୁହାଯାଏ ପେନୁ ଗଡ। ତ ତାଙ୍କର simple terms ଯେମିତି କହିଲେ dialects ତାଙ୍କର different from common people. So penu means god. Okay. So there are many gods. Okay. So heel god are there. So heel be an object. Okay, inanimate object. Dharani Penu means what? Now earth. So they worship earth also. So they worship different objects. From this we can understand that how their religious practices are very simple. So they just believe on that, not complex. Maybe there are some superstitions, but their practices are very simple, not very complex type. So this is one. So Durkheim discussed that this religion originated among the indigenous peoples from the tribes. So they have one thing. So another belief what? Another belief there are many other things. Naturalism, spiritism. Okay. So they believe on spirits. Okay. So they are believe that after death the spirits are alive. So for that reason they worship spirits. Naturalism means what? They are very close to nature. So they are very close to nature means they are close to forest, close to hills. Okay. So they are naturalism. So they worship nature. So these are the simple form of religion. Their practices are very simple, not very complex like present day religions. So for that reason, this is also one of the important characteristics of tribes. That what? Now their religion is very simple and they are very religious. Their religion is not very orthodox, very simple. So these are some of the important characteristics or features of tribes. Okay, again I will repeat: definite common territory, sense of unity, endogamous group, common dialect, then tie of blood relationship, protective awareness, distinct political organization, common culture, importance of kin, then egalitarian values means equality, all are equal. Then last one is simple form of religion. So these are the important features or characteristics of tribes. So now we are clear that what is tribe and what are the features. So generally in simple terms, tribe means a group of people, those who have common territory, they have common culture, common dialect, and most important, they have we feeling or unity. So these are related to what? Now these are related to are the features of tribes in India or tribal community in India. So next we will discuss about the socio-economic condition of tribal communities in India. Socio-economic means what? For example, social institution and economic institutions. So what is their conditions? If you discuss about the social conditions, so generally their life is very simple. So their main occupation is subsistence. Means they are not profit minded. So they just what they produce and consume. So that is their social and economic condition. Another thing is what ଯଦି ଆମେ problems କଥା ଦେଖିବା socio economic condition ରେ, so main problem of tribes is what? Alienation. So alienation means what? Now they are alienated from something. Means alienated from their land ho, their property ho. So they are alienated. So alienation and indebtedness. So that is the two major problem of tribes. So alienation କହିଦେଲି ଯେମିତି alienation ମାନେ they are alienated means they are deprived from something, and indebtedness means what? Now for example generally tribal peoples they are very simple. Okay, so for that reason what? Now they are easily molded by other persons. Okay, so generally those who are non-tribal peoples, so they easily they capture their mind, they snatch their lands. Okay, so in this way indebtedness means what? Now for examples like taking loan from someone and not able to pay the money, so then what? That person will snatch their land, the land neither. So ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି କଣ ନା indebtedness. So two major problems or socio-economic condition of tribes is that one is alienation and indebtedness. Another socio-economic condition is related to education. So ଯେହେତୁ ମୁଁ କହିଲି tribes have no language, they have dialects. So dialects only for communication purpose, only for it is a medium of communication. But language means what? Language there is script. For example, book ho ବା writing ho ସେମିତି କିଛି primitive tribes ରେ ନଥିଲା. So clear that tribes and primitive tribes. Don't be confused. Okay. So main problem of tribal community is related to education. So their literacy rate is very low. Okay. So why? It is because of their simple life. Because among the tribes there is no class, there is no competition. Because of that reason, they don't need any education for raise their status. Okay. So ସେଥିପାଇଁ କଣ ନା because of they are not giving importance to education. So for that reason, their literacy rate is decreasing. So that is a major problem. And second thing is what? Now they are far away from the mainstream because they are the forest dwellers, hill dwellers. For that reason, they are not aware about the facilities of it, the educational facilities ho, by any scheme ho. So they are not aware because of lack of communication or lack of infrastructural facilities. Infrastructural facilities means roadway. So there is the generally mainstream out travel community. I mean there is lack of communication means transport communication. So for that reason, the tribal people they are confined to the hills or forest. They are not communicate with the mainstream people, and there is no other communication. For example, like communication, telecommunication ho, by electricity facilities ho, सेमती किछि नଥାଏ. For that reason, they are not aware about the importance of education. For that reason, their literacy rate is decreasing day by day. Then generally, we know that Indian society is a patriarchal society. Patriarchal society means कौन ना male dominated society, male headed society କହିପାରିବା ଆମେ ଯଦି family ବି ଦେଖିବା particularly in India ରେ, so majority family are male headed families, so head of the family is a male member, but among the tribes, so majority of tribal members are governed by female head member, so it is a female headed community. Okay, ତ ଆମେ ତାକୁ ଯଦି sociological terms ରେ use କରିବା ତାକୁ କୁହାଯାଏ matriarchy. ଯେମିତି patriarchy male dominated society, similarly matriarchy is female dominated society, or mother play an important role in the family or female play the important role in the family. All the decision making power taken by the female members. Okay. So another socio-economic condition or problem is what? The major problem is poverty. So poverty is a major problem of tribes. So poverty means what? Poverty means a person is not able to fulfill his basic necessities or basic needs. So generally for survival, what we need? Food, clothing and shelter. So that is the basic needs. if a person is not able to fulfill the basic needs, ଯଦି ଏ ତିନିଟା ଜିନିଷକୁ ଯଦି fulfill ନ କରିପାରିଲା ଆମେ ତାକୁ କହୁଛେ he is a poor person, the poverty. So similarly, among the tribal communities, poverty is a major problem. Why? For example, ଯେମିତି କହିଲେ, they are far away from the mainstream, so they depend on the forest, depend on animals. So for that reason, so there is no alternative source of income. ତ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ କ'ଣ another ତାଙ୍କର ଯେମିତି କହିଲି agricultural practices ଯେମିତି କହିଲି shifting cultivation. So I think many of you know what is shifting cultivation ବା ପୋଡୁ ଚାଷ. So generally they burn a particular patch of land, they produce the crops or whatever, then they shift to another place. So in this way, what in this cultivation process, in this production process, the fertility of the soil is decreased. जो उर्वरता थाए soil ର ସେଇଟା decrease କରିଯାଏ. ତ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ in this way ସେ ସବୁ land ଯେତେବେଳେ um, I mean ଏମିତି destroy ହେଇଯାଏ. So there is no other source of production or income. And second thing, what is their another source of income is what? Now they depend on forest products. Okay. So forest minor products. तो ଯେମିତି ଅଛି ସବୁ ଓକେ ଫ୍ରୁଟ୍ସ ହଉ ବା ଆୟୁର୍ବେଦିକ ହଉ ବା କିଛି ବି ହଉ ତ ତା ଉପରେ ଡିପେଣ୍ଡ କରନ୍ତି. But because of legislation, there is restrictions on cutting of trees or hunting animals. Earlier they hunt animals, but now it's banned. Okay, so it is not they are not allowed to hunt the animals. Animals maripariben. So in this way, what now their economic condition is degrading day by day, and poverty increasing because they have no other source of income. ଯେମିତି କହିଲି, among the tribes there is unemployment rate is high. Why? Now because education rate is very low. So similarly unemployment rate is high. So there is no other options. So for that reason, poverty is decreasing day by day. Okay. And their condition, particularly economic conditions, degraded. So next is issue relating to access of livelihood. So livelihood means what? Now for example, for survival, what is the source of life? Source of life. ମାନେ ଆମେ ବଞ୍ଚିବା କେମିତି? ବା ଆମ livelihood other sense ରେ ଆମେ କହିବା occupations. So ଯେମିତି କହିଲେ poverty ର reasons ହଉଛି there is no alternative. So similarly ଏଇଥିରେ ବି ସେମିତି access to livelihood also a major problem. ଯେମିତି କହିଲେ they depend on the forest, but ସେମାନେ they ମାନେ ତାଙ୍କୁ they are not allowed to cut the trees ଆଉ କିଛି important tree ହଉ ବା କିଛି important products ହଉ ଯୋଉଟା ସେମାନେ collect କରିପାରିବେ ନାହିଁ. So ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ another problem ହଉଛି the access to livelihood problems. Then now we'll discuss about another problem is tribes and forest. ଯେମିତି କହିଲି tribes are very close to nature, they're forest, but because of there are some forest laws, okay, so they are deprived from their rights. Okay, because they are the indigenous people. The forest is their right, but they are deprived. ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ଗଲା. ଆଉ କଣ problem? ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ major problem ହଉଛି କଣ? ନା industrialization. That is also a major problem of tribal people. How industrialization is a problem? Now, generally, ଆମେ ଦେଖିଥିବା industries are set up among the near the hills or near the forest. So generally, when a industry is set up, ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ industry ହୁଏ ସେତେବେଳେ କଣ ନା obviously deforestation ହବ, cutting of trees or mining. Okay. Particularly in many parts of India or in particular in Odisha, there are many examples are there that because of industrialization, how the tribal people are migrating from other areas. It is not only regarding industrialization, also construction of infrastructure, particularly like construction of dams, construction of hydroelectricity plants. So because of this development process, These are the part of development industries by dams ho, by hydroelectricity projects ho. So these are part of development. But who are benefited by this development? Some section of people or the mainstream of people they are developed by this development process. But who are affected? Generally the primitive tribes or tribal peoples, scheduled tribes, they are affected by this. How? Now due to this development, ତାକୁ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ terms ରେ sociologically କହୁଛେ development induced displacement. So ଆମେ development ପାଇଁ ଆମେ କିଛି tribe କୁ displace କରିଦଉଛେ. Displace means what? ନା displace from one place to another. So ଆଗରୁ ମୁଁ କହିଛି tribal peoples they are close to their territory, close to their nature. So their territory is their identity. If they will displace from one place to another, ସେମାନେ ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ place ରୁ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ place କୁ displace ହେଇଯିବେ, ତ first ତାଙ୍କର territorial identity loss ହେଲା. Second thing, when they are displaced, they are not rehabilitated. ତାଙ୍କୁ rehabilitation କରାଯାଉନି, compensate କରାଯାଉନି. ତ ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ major problem. ତ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଏଇଟା ବି ଗୋଟେ reason ହେଇପାରେ poverty ର, ଯେ କାହିଁକି ତାଙ୍କ poverty rate increase ହଉଛି. କାହିଁକିନା ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ source of income ନାହିଁ. ଆଉ industrialization ହେଲେ ତାଙ୍କର ଯୋଉ source of income ବା ଯୋଉଟା forest, that will be destroyed. Their territory is occupied by the industrialists. So in this way they are displaced. Industrialization is necessary for a development of a nation or a country. Without industry is not possible to develop. So industry ନିହାତି ଦରକାର. But ତା ସାଙ୍ଗରେ those who are displaced ତାଙ୍କର ବି development ହବା. They should also part of this development process. ତାଙ୍କୁ ବି ସେତିକି job opportunity ମିଳିବା କଥା. So then so both the development for the nation and for the tribal people. So that is known as the development induced displacement. So these are the major problems or socio-economic condition of the tribes. So ଯେମିତି industrialization हो, poverty हो, education हो, and another important problem of tribe is what related to health. So ଯେମିତି କହିଲି there is no proper communication transportation to tribal communities. Tribal area କୁ ସେତେ access ନାହିଁ. So for that reason they are deprived from the health facilities of the government or of the nation. So till now, till date, there are many tribes, those who are deprived from the government facilities. Take the example of some primitive tribes, for examples like Andaman Nicobar in India. So in Andaman Nicobar, there are many indigenous tribes are there. Okay, Sompen. Okay, so that is a tribe. So there are many tribes are there. So still they are confined within the in the forest, and they are not connected with the mainstream peoples. तो ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ କ'ଣ ନା health problem କାହିଁ is a major issue? Na first thing is lack of awareness because of superstitions, superstitious practices, believe on black magic. So they neglect their health. This is their personal problem. Okay, but from the side of the government, they're not providing good health facilities to the tribes. Okay, if there is hospitals, the doctors are not interested to go to that place. ସେମାନେ ଯିବାକୁ interested ନୁହନ୍ତି. If there is no doctor, if there is doctor, there is lack of medicine. So medicine facilities are not there. So in this way, what now this health problem is increasing. Health problems like what? The health problems like mortality rate, maternity rate, infant mortality rate, malnutrition. Okay. So these are some of the health problems related to tribal communities. So these are the major issues related to tribal communities: health, education, poverty. Okay. So ଏଗୁଡ଼ା ହେଉଛି ସବୁ ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ problems ବା issues related to tribal community. So now we'll come to the solution part. So what is the solution? ଆମେ features discussion କଲେ, social economic conditions বা problems discussion করলে তো finally what is the measures or solutions. Measures means what? Na, this is only possible through our legislation, or it is possible only through our constitutional provisions. So in our constitutions, there are some provisions, for examples like fundamental rights. Okay, so forest right is a fundamental. It's like a right. It's their right. So nobody will deny to give that right to the tribal people. So ତାଙ୍କୁ deny କରାଯାଇ ପାରିବ ନାହିଁ. So ଆମର fundamental rights ଅଛି. So there are many articles which protect their rights. There are articles or there are some provisions for reservations of tribes. So through this legislation or through awareness or through promotion of education, providing health facilities, we can solve the problem of tribes. So tribal communities problems solve ହେଇପାରିବ. Okay. So with this, from this first unit, tribes, so we conclude that tribal communities are indigenous in nature, so they are very close to nature and they have many problems, and still there are some solutions. ଆମେ ଯଦି present day ଇଣ୍ଡିଆରେ ଦେଖିବା ତ ବହୁତ ସାରା problems solve ହେଇଯାଇଛି. Now they are means after displacement, now they are means ତାଙ୍କୁ compensated କରାଯାଉଛି, rehabilitate କରାଯାଉଛି. So in this way now the tribes, they now become mainstream people. Okay. So this is about the tribal structure of India. Now we come to the another tribal structure and practice. Sorry, social practice, social structure and practice, that is caste. Okay. So generally ଆମେ caste term ଟାକୁ ବହୁତ use କରୁ. ଆମେ ତାକୁ explain କରିପାରିବାନି. It is not easy to explain caste without sociology. ତ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ କହିଲି the sociology of India. So we have to discuss everything from the sociological point of view. Okay. So from the sociological point of view means कौन? Now we will explain everything from theoretical approaches or conceptual aspect ରେ ଆମେ ତାକୁ explain କରିବା. So generally ଆମେ caste ଯେତେବେଳେ କହୁଛେ ଆମେ confuse ହେଇଯାଉଛେ. Caste, sometimes we use jati, sometimes we use caste, sometimes we use varna. But there are little differences are there. Okay. So what are the differences? Now generally caste means what? Now caste is a endogamous group. Okay. So caste is a endogamous group which is based on the principle of hierarchy, and there are some restrictions in caste. And another is what now? Occupation. So caste is based on occupation. So before we'll discuss about caste, we first discuss about the origin of caste system in Indian society. So ଏବେ जो present ଆମେ caste system ଦେଖୁଛେ, so that is not recent origin. So before caste system, there is Varna system. So this caste system emerged from Varna Vyavastha. So what is Varna Vyavastha? So one common similarity between Varna and caste is same. There are four castes are there: Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra in Varna. In caste system also there is Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. But the difference is that there is occupational differences. In caste system, the occupation is fixed. So co-caste भी co-caste को change करिପାରିବନି. It is closed system. Okay. Nobody can change their caste. Nobody can change their their status. Nobody can change their occupations. But livelihood जोटा कहबा सेटा ସେମାନେ change କରିପାରିବେ ନାହିଁ. But in Varna, so it is a open system. Caste is a closed system. Varna is a open system. Open means what? Na mobility. जो movement. ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ caste upward mobility କରିପାରିବ, downward mobility ବି କରିପାରିବ. It is based on their achievement. ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ another difference between Varna and caste is what? Na Varna is achieved status, but caste is ascribed status. Status means what? In simple terms, a position in the society, social position in the society, economic हो, social हो, political हो, position in the society. ଗୋଟେ society position କ'ଣ ତାର? ଆମେ ଯୋଉ structure discussion କରୁଛେ, the how society is structurally differentiated, ତ ସେଇଟା କ'ଣ ନା ଏ ଯୋଉ ବର୍ଣ୍ଣ ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥା ଆଉ କାଷ୍ଟ ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥାରେ ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ଡିଫରେନ୍ସ ହେଲା କ'ଣ ନା ବର୍ଣ୍ଣ ଇଜ achieved ମାନେ someone will achieve a status in the society on the basis of achievement ସେ ତା achievement ବା talent ବଳରେ ସେ ତାର caste କୁ change କରିପାରିବ ମୁଭମେଣ୍ଟ କରିପାରିବ ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ହାୟର କାଷ୍ଟ ଲୋ କୁ ବି ଯାଇପାରିବ ଗୋଟେ ଲୋ କାଷ୍ଟ ହାୟର କୁ ବି ଯାଇପାରିବ ସୋ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି ଓପନ achieve status but in caste system particularly in India so caste system means what na caste system is a closed system rigid system and there is no possibility of mobility ବା ଗୋଟେ କାଷ୍ଟ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କାଷ୍ଟ କୁ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରିପାରିବ ନାହିଁ for that is it is ascribed status କୁହାଯାଏ ଆକୁ ascribed means what ନା occupy status on the basis of birth ଆମେ ଜନ୍ମଗତ ଅନୁସାରେ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ status ପାଉଛୁ ସେଇଟାକୁ ଆମେ କାଷ୍ଟ କହୁଛେ so ଏ କାଷ୍ଟ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ଟା ବର୍ଣ୍ଣରୁ ହିଁ ଆସିଥିଲା ବର୍ଣ୍ଣ କହିଲେ ଆମେ ସିମ୍ପଲ କହୁଛେ କଲର ଓକେ so ଯଦି ଆମେ ସେଇ approaches ବା ଦେଖିବା ସେଇ approaches ବା theoretical approaches କୁ ଆମେ study କରିବା that how caste is originated in India why particularly I use the term originated in India because India is a caste ridden society or caste only found in India okay so caste is a it is an example of stratification so in different part of the world different stratifications are there caste class state various but particular for Indian society so Indian society caste ridden society and caste also play an important role in India in Indian social life so Varnas start in early Vedic age. If we will discuss about little bit history, so this Varna started in early Vedic age. Okay, so in early Vedic age, this means from mythological point of view, we think that according to Manusmriti, that this Varna originated from a Purusha Sukta or a particular means human god, means a god. Okay, so different part of the body, different Varnas are originated. Okay, from mouth, from soldier, from thigh, from feet, different burners are originated. But in latter Vedic case, this burner vyavastha become rigid and it converted to caste system. So it a caste system ହେଇଗଲା and become very rigid, very restricted ହେଇଗଲା. And ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ କଣ ନା ବର୍ଣ୍ଣରେ untouchability ବା other କିଛି ନଥିଲା ଜାତି ପ୍ରଥା ବା ସେମିତି କିଛି ନଥିଲା but in caste system ରେ untouchability different subcaste jatis ସବୁ emerge କଲେ so in this way caste is originated in Indian society so now we'll discuss about the important features of caste system so caste system ର important features ସବୁ କଣ କଣ ଅଛି so ମୁଁ ଯେମିତି କହିଲି first definition ଦେଲି the caste is a endogamous group which is based on principles of hierarchy and some restrictions and occupation is fixed so that is a simple definition of caste now features କଣ ବା characteristics the first feature is segmental division of society remember segmental division of society means society is divided in different layers means ଯେମିତି କହିଲେ ବ୍ରାହ୍ମଣ କ୍ଷତ୍ରିୟ ବୈଶ୍ୟ ଶୂଦ୍ର okay or different caste ତ ଏଟା segmentally divide ହେଇଯାଇଛି okay ଅଲଗା ଅଲଗା ଭାବରେ ବିଭକ୍ତ ହେଇକି ଅଛି segment ହେଇକି ବା layer ରେ ଅଛି ଏଟା ହେଲା ଗୋଟେ ତ ଆମେ ଯଦି ଦେଖିବା ଇଣ୍ଡିଆର different parts ରେ different caste ଅଛନ୍ତି okay so they are divided differently some are occupying higher status some occupying low status so in this way they are divided next is what the hierarchy so hierarchy means what the hierarchy means what the top to bottom ଆମେ ଯୋଉ gradation ଯୋଉ କହିଲେ segmental division ସେ segment division ଟା ହଉଛି vertically ମାନେ hierarchically top to bottom ରେ means some caste occupy the higher position then middle position then lower position. So similarly, ଆମେ ଯଦି ଆମର Indian caste structure system ଦେଖିବା, then Indian caste structure is divided on the basis of the principle of hierarchy. ଯେମିତି କି Brahmin occupy the higher caste, Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So in this way, hierarchically, top to bottom, the caste system is arranged, or the structure of the caste system is arranged. So next is what? The restriction on food and social relationship. So restriction food कौन और social relationship कौन? Now there is restriction on food means what some caste are not taking food from other caste. So that is one thing. Then restriction interaction, social relationships. Okay. So in social relationship also there are some restrictions. Means some caste they keep distance from the other caste. Okay. So this feeling of ethnocentrism that we are superior, others are inferior, our caste is superior caste, other caste is inferior caste. So this type of feeling, this type of ethnocentric feeling, okay, the feeling of superiority, inferiority found among the caste system. Okay. So ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ କଣ ନା there are some restrictions on relations. So they keep distance and restrictions. So next is civic and religious disabilities and some privileges. ମାନେ କଣ? ନା generally in caste system ଯେହେତୁ ମୁଁ କହିଲି in caste system there are restriction in relationship. Similarly, there are some restrictions on means those facilities are available in caste system are not available for others. So समझते नहीं. So there are some restrictions. For example, low caste people are not allowed to taking water from the well. Okay, they are not allowed to enter into the temple. They are not allowed to read Vedas. They are not allowed to interact with higher caste. So there are some restrictions on these civic facilities. And privileges means what? Now there are some privileges. Means facilities are available for some section of caste people. So that is also a feature of caste system. Next is restrictions on marriage. Okay, already ଆମେ discussion କରିଥିଲେ tribes ରେ ଯୋଉ ଗୋଟେ features endogamy I mean endogamous group. ତ ସେଇଟାକୁ ଆମେ ଏଇ caste system ରେ ଟିକେ elaborate କରିକି discussion କରିବା. So what? Na restriction of marriage means what? Na the in caste system they follow some marriage principles. So principles means what? Now we have to follow the rules and regulations of the marriage system. So ତାର first ଆସୁଛି କଣ? ନା endogamy and exogamy. ମୁଁ ଯେମିତି କହିଲି caste system is endogamous group. So endogamy means na marriage within the caste. So there are some restrictions on marriage that ଗୋଟେ caste ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ caste marriage କରିପାରିବନି. Okay. So there are some restrictions are there. That is known as endogamy. Exogamy କଣ? Now another term related to restrictions of marriage. Exogamy means what? Now exogamy means what? Marriage outside the gotra. Okay. So generally ଆମେ ଜାଣିଥିବା ସବୁ what is gotra. So marriage outside the gotra known as exogamy. So they follow these principles very strictly in caste system. I'll give you some examples like how they are very strict in nature. Take the example of I think many of you know that honor killing. Okay, generally in western part of India এই practice মানে এটা हुए honor killing means for honor they kill their children or khap panchayat. So panchayat will decide what type of punishment will be given. So এটা କଣ marriage restriction. So similarly in caste system in general caste system ରେ तो in general caste system ରେ କଣ ନା ଏଇ restriction ଟା follow କରାଯାଏ endogamy exogamy. Similarly some other restrictions particularly in India another are hypergamy or hypogamy or ତାକୁ means in other word ରେ କହିଲେ ସେଟା ହଉଛି ଅନୁଲୋମ ପ୍ରତିଲୋମ marriage. ତ ତା ମାନେ କଣ ନା higher caste boy will not marry lower caste girl or higher caste girl will not marry lower caste boy. ତ ଏଇ restriction ଟା ଅଛି. So these are some restrictions related to caste systems. ଯେମିତି restrictions on interaction, restrictions on food. Similarly, there is restrictions on marriage also. So these are known as marriage principles. Other terms also are there. For example, taboo. In sociology, what a term says is taboo. Taboo means what? Na restrictions. Okay. So restrictions means there are means various rights, rituals are there, principles are there, which are followed by caste systems or different castes. So different castes they have different they follow different practices. So endogamy principle or exogamy principle or other marriage principles are strictly followed in caste systems. So another is what na related to occupation. I had already discussed already କରିଛି ଯେ caste system ରେ occupation is fixed. So occupation fixed on the basis of ascribed status by birth. So by birth ଗୋଟେ caste particular occupation को generation after generation ତାକୁ follow करे. For example, Brahmin caste, so they will follow their occupations because it is by birth. Similarly, if Kshatriyas by birth, okay. So similarly by birth by ascribed, so their status, the occupation status is fixed. So for that reason, there are also like restrictions on marriage. Similarly, there are restrictions on occupation also. So there is no mobility or there is no choice of choosing any occupation, a particular occupations. In present day context, it is changed. We will discuss about that. That କେମିତି changes ଆସୁଛି. But if we discuss about the traditional caste system in India, then the caste system, but the structure, the occupational structure is very rigid and very strictly. So ଗୋଟେ particular caste ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ occupation କରିପାରିବନି. So that is another restrictions on occupations. So another important is was na caste panchayat. Another important feature. So caste panchayat also play an important role in the caste systems. So different castes they have particularly in caste systems. So they follow the rule regulations of the caste political organization. ବା ଆମେ ଯାହାକୁ କହୁଛେ caste panchayat. So caste panchayat will decide the matters or any issues or dispute among the different caste. So generally ଏବେ ଯଦି କିଛି problems ହଉଛି ବା କିଛି issues ହଉଛି related to land ବା litigation ବା any problem ହଉଛି conflict ହଉଛି so we directly approach our what our police ହଉ କି ଆମ judiciary ହଉ ତାକୁ ଆମେ principles follow କରୁଛେ but among the caste traditional caste systems so they obey the caste decision means caste panchayat decisions they follow important role system. So these are some of the features of caste systems like division of society, hierarchy, restriction on food, social interaction, marriage, restrictions on occupations, and finally the importance of caste panchayat in caste system in India. So we discussed about the definition and features. Now we'll come to the function and dysfunction of caste system. So what are the functions and what are the dysfunctions? Means positive aspect, negative aspect. First thing is what? Now first function is what? Now it's maintain the solidarity. How? First function. Now not among the four castes, but among the one caste. Particularly among the Brahmins. They think that we are Brahmins. Kshatriyas, they think we are Kshatriyas. So they are bond or the sense of unity. ଯେମିତି tribes ରେ discussion କରିଥିଲେ sense of unity is very strong ହେଇଯାଏ. So the means caste bond ଆମେ ଯାହାକୁ କହୁଛେ ବା we feeling strong way. Okay. But that is for only one caste, not for others. That is negative for other caste. Next is because of caste system there is cooperations. Okay, smooth functioning of society because of this caste system. Kind of different caste they perform different occupations. କାହିଁକିନା ଯଦି ସମସ୍ତେ ଗୋଟେ ଟାଇପ ର ଅକୁପେସନ କରିବେ ତାହେଲେ ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ନଟ୍ ପସିବଲ ଟୁ ସର୍ଭାଇଭ ଗୋଟେ ସୋସାଇଟି ଚାଲିପାରିବନି So Brahmin occupation କରିବ, କ୍ଷତ୍ରିୟ ବୈଶ୍ୟ ଶୂଦ୍ର ତ in this way division of labor ଯୋଉ କହୁଛେ ଆମେ, ଗୋଟେ work କୁ divide କରିଦେଲେ ଗୋଟେ society smoothly function ହବ। ତ division of labor ଆମେ ଯାହାକୁ କହୁଛେ। ତ ଆ ଦ୍ୱାରା କଣ ନା different castes they depend on each other, interdependence ଯୋଉଟା ରହୁଛି ସେଇଟା maintain ହଉଛି। ଓକେ, କାହିଁକିନା ଗୋଟେ କାଷ୍ଟ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କାଷ୍ଟ କୁ ଛାଡିକି ରହିପାରିବନି। ସୋ ଇଣ୍ଟରଡିପେଣ୍ଡେନ୍ସ ଯୋଉଟା ଅଛି ସେଟା ଅଛି। ତ ଏଇଟା ହେଲା ଫଙ୍କସନ। ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କଣ ନା, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି it's maintain the balance of society. Okay, these are some of the functions of caste system. Dysfunction means what? Na, it disrupt the national unity. ତ ଯେହେତୁ ମୁଁ yesterday class ରେ we discuss about unity and diversity, ଆଉ ତା ଦେହରେ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଆମେ discussion କରିଥିଲେ casteism ବା caste system. So casteism play an important role in what play an important role in disintegration of national unity. So because of caste system ଆମର ଯୋଉ national unity ଅଛି ବା ଏକତା ଅଛି, ତ ସେଇଟା hamper ହଉଛି। Another is what ନା, it's hurdle for the development of the society. ତ society ର development ରେ ବି ଏଇଟା hamper କରୁଛି, କାହିଁକିନା because of caste system inequality ଆସୁଛି, conflict ଆସୁଛି। So because of this what ନା development ହେଇପାରୁନି ଗୋଟେ nation ର, ବା ଯୋଉ principle of democracy ଆମର ଅଛି of the people by the people for the people, that is not maintained properly because of this inequality. Tribes ରେ ଯେମିତି ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ features discussion କରିଥିଲେ egalitarian values ବା equity, ତ ସେଇଟା caste system ରେ ନଥାଏ। ଯୋଉ egalitarian value by equity equality ସେଇଟା ନଥାଏ। So unequal distribution of status, so that is a major problem among caste system. Equal distribution of status means maybe social ହେଇପାରେ, economic ହେଇପାରେ, political ହେଇପାରେ। So social status ଯଦି ଆମେ କହିବା society ରେ higher caste they occupy higher social status, so lower caste occupy lower social status. Economically ଦେଖିବା ଯଦି, economically also some castes are very rich prosperous and some are poor. Politically ଦେଖିବାକୁ ଗଲେ some caste are very powerful and some are not. ତ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ political ରେ ବି ଗୋଟେ concept ଅଛି Indian society ରେ, dominant caste. So what is dominant caste? So dominant caste means what? It is different from caste system. କାହିଁକିନା ମୁଁ ଯେହେତୁ କହିଛି caste system is ascribed by birth a individual occupy a position in the caste hierarchy. ତାମାନେ ଯିଏ ସବୁଠୁ higher caste, for example suppose Brahmins, so Brahmins they occupy the higher caste, so always they will occupy that higher caste. Okay, but dominant caste means what? Na, dominant caste concept given by M.N. Srinivas, one Indian sociologist. So dominant caste means what? Na, that doesn't mean that the ଯିଏ higher caste occupy କରୁଛି ସେ ସବୁବେଳେ higher caste ହିଁ occupy କରିବ। So dominant caste କଣ ନା, there are some criteria, କିଛି criteria ଅଛି ଯୋଉ criteria ରେ ସେମାନେ dominant caste ହେଇପାରିବେ। So what are the criteria of dominant caste in India? First is numerical strength, ବା ତାଙ୍କ majority କେତେ ଅଛି। Take the example a particular village ରେ ଗୋଟେ particular caste ର maybe ସେ higher ହଉ କି lower ହଉ, ତାଙ୍କ majority କେତେ ଅଛି, numerical strength. So first is majority of member. Second thing, higher economic status. ଗୋଟେ low caste ହେଇଥିଲେ ବି ଯଦି economically prosperous rich, then he also occupy, or he also occupy, or particularly that caste will occupy the dominant caste. Okay, so one is numerical strength, next is economic status, then political status, religious status. Okay, so a status ଯାହା ପାଖରେ ଥିବ ସେମାନେ they known as dominant caste, means they dominate over, dominant means what na, domination. So dominate over other caste, maybe a low caste, maybe suppose if you discuss about the Indian caste structure, suppose a Sudra is a lower caste, but that caste also be a dominant caste. He also occupy the higher strata, higher means higher position in the this caste hierarchy. If he fulfill all these criteria, तो ଏତିକି ଯଦି criteria fulfill କରିଦବ ସେ obviously ସେଇ status କୁ ଯାଇପାରିବ। Okay, ତ ଏଇଟା ଥିଲା dominant caste। ତାପରେ now we will discuss some other important concept related to caste system in India. ତ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ system ହଉଛି judgmani system. Okay. So what is judgmani system? What a new concept for you. Judgmani system means what? Na, it is a socio-economic relation between different caste. ମୁଁ ଯେମିତି କହିଲି ଯୋଉ ଫଙ୍କସନରେ ଆମେ ଡିସ୍କସନ କଲେ ଯେ କାଷ୍ଟ ସିଷ୍ଟମ, ସୋ କାଷ୍ଟ ସିଷ୍ଟମରେ କଣ ନା they are interdependent, cooperation is there. Okay, so cooperation is very important for the smooth functioning of society. So judgmani system means what? Na different caste, so they serve to each other. So judgmani system ମାନେ କଣ ନା socio-economic relation between the between two, judgman and kamin. Okay, remember the terms judgman and kamin. Judgman means what? Na those who receive सर्विस, जे सर्विस रिसीव करूची से होची जजमान, और जे सर्विस प्रोवाइड करूची से होची कामिन. सो दिस टू टर्म्स. ओके, सो एटा कोन ना इकोनॉमिक रिलेशन, सोशियो इकोनॉमिक रिलेशन. एंड अनदर थिंग इज व्हाट? ना ए रिलेशन टा होची कोन ना generation after generation. For example, a particular caste provide a particular service to a other caste, so it is generation after generation. तो ସେଇ जो जजमानी सर्विस टा एटा थ्रू जनरेशन आफ्टर जनरेशन एटा ट्रांसफर होगा. So but one thing is that in this system, this in judgmani system, so there is exchange of good and services. Okay, so good and services re exchange kara jai. For example, a particular caste provide service to a caste, so then he receives something, maybe in cash or kind or in any form he receives something. तो ସେଇଟା କୁହାଯାଏ judgmani system. So in caste system, in particular in India, in typical caste system, so judgmani system play an important role. So now will come another concept related to caste. Now we'll discuss about what is the difference between caste and class. Class भी हमें discussion करेंगे. We'll discuss about caste, class. So caste is similarly, caste is closed system, class is a open system. So caste is ascribed, class is what? Na class is achieved. Okay. So a different system. ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କଣ ନା there is no mobility in the caste system, but there is mobility in the class system. So that is some differences. So both are different. So now we'll discuss about other important topics. So ଆମେ ତ discussion କଲେ features discussion kale, different concept discussion kale, function dysfunctions, concepts like dominant caste, judgmani systems. So now we'll discuss about what? Now we'll discuss about the changes in caste systems. So what are the factors of changes in caste system? So or the what are the factors of changes in caste system? So जेहेतु हमें जानी चाहिए caste system is a very rigid, okay, very rigid and traditional system. So it is not easy to break the laws or to violate the laws of caste system. But there are some factors, many factors. For examples like industrialization, modernization, urbanization, education, legislation. Okay. So these are some of the factors who bring changes in the caste system or caste structure. So yesterday class रे भी हम जो discussion କରିଥିଲେ changes in changes in India, same thing. I will just repeat it. So through industrialization, what now जेहेतु caste is fixed occupations, but in industries, those who are able to work, they can do their job. तो जी एबल गोटे काम ପାଇଁ ସେ ଯାଇକି ଜବ୍ କରିପାରିବ. ତ ସେଇଠି କଣ ହେଲା ନା it is not compulsory that a low caste will always occupy the same status. ତ ସେଥିପାଇଁ କଣ ନା because of industrialization जो ହେଲା, okay, so industrialization ରେ people migrating from their villages to industries and they change their occupations because their status is fixed only in caste system, okay, within the boundary of caste system, but outside the caste system There is no boundary. For example, in village, suppose in village रे ଗୋଟେ caste ଅଛି ତ ସମସ୍ତେ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି ଇଏ ହଉଛି higher caste କି lower caste. But when they migrating from rural to urban areas, okay, so in urban areas বা in industry ରେ, so ସେଇଠି caste ଦେଖାଯାଏ, ସେଠି ଦେଖାଯାଏ ability ବା talent ଦେଖାଯାଏ. So one thing that is being changed in the caste system, caste structure. Next is modernization. Modernization means what? Now modernization means what? Now modernization is something which changes in our attitude. So ସେଥିପାଇଁ earlier there is feeling of ethnocentrism, higher, lower, ଏଇ ସବୁ feelings ଥିଲା. But now that feeling is not there. Why? It is because of modern thinking. Okay. By modernity, now we are not saying that this is the higher caste, this is the lower caste. ତ ସେମିତି ଆମେ କିଛି କହୁନେ. Okay. Because of modern thinking or because of modernity. Next is urbanization. So because of urbanization, when people migrating from rural to urban areas, so their status ବା ଯୋଉ higher କି low status, ତ ସେଇଟା depend କରେ urban area ଉପରେ. Okay, so because of urbanism, so their status is increased. Another is education. So education means what? Now through education, okay, through education, we now change the mentality and mind of the caste people. Earlier there is restrictions. So earlier ସେଇଠି restriction ଥିଲା ଯେ ଗୋଟେ lower caste ସେ education acquire କରିପାରିବନି, high position କୁ ଯାଇପାରିବନି. But now it's changed. So through education now we understand the value of education. ତ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଆମ status ଏବେ ଯୋଉ caste status enhance ହଉଛି. So ଯେମିତି କହିଲି earlier, caste occupation is fixed. But now through education, a low caste people who, middle class people who, through education, through achievement, can occupy a higher position, occupy a higher economic social position in the society. So education. Then next is legislation. Legislation ବା ଆମେ judicial system ଆମର କହିପାରିବା. ତ ତା ଦ୍ୱାରା ବି ବହୁତ ସାରା changes ଆସିଛି caste system in India ରେ. So earlier ମୁଁ ଯେମିତି କହିଲି caste feature ର ଗୋଟେ features ହଉଛି କଣ ନା caste politics. Okay, caste politics ବା caste panchayat. ତ ସେଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ଥିଲା features. ତ ତା ଦେହରେ କଣ ନା caste panchayat play an important role in decision making. But now in modern India, in modern society, judiciary play an important role in decision making. So ଯେତେ ସବୁ disputes ହଉ, caste disputes ହଉ, litigation ହଉ ସବୁ, it is decided by judiciary, by the legislation. Similarly, there are some other provisions. For example, caste system ର ସବୁଠୁ ଗୋଟେ major problem ହଉଛି untouchability ଆମେ ଯୋଉ କହିପାରିବା. Casteism ହଉ, untouchability ହେଇପାରୁ, ଛୁଆଁ ଅଛୁଆଁ. So that is also abolished because of legislation process. Okay. So that is also because of legislation process ରେ ବି ଆମେ change କରିପାରୁଛେ. କେମିତି? Now in our constitution, there are some fundamental rights are there, articles are there. So fundamental rights ରେ ଆମର ଯୋଉ ଅଛି, ଛଅଟା fundamental rights, ତା ଦେହରେ ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି right to equality. All are equal before law. So there is no discrimination. Right to freedom. ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ବଞ୍ଚିବାର ଅଧିକାର ଅଛି. So there is no discrimination. Similarly, one article, Article 17, abolition of untouchability. So it is a legal provision or constitutional provision which protects the rights of the untouchables or lower caste. Say provision ଅଛି. In our constitution, there are some articles related to reservation of seats in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. It means what? Earlier, they don't have any the lower caste or scheduled types. They don't have any political rights. But now, because of legal provision, because of these constitutional provisions, now because of the reservation, their status is now increased. Similarly, reservation in education. So because of reservation, So now their status is increased. Okay. So now it is not based on ascribe, it is based on achievement. On the basis of achievement, they can raise their status. So these are protective discrimination by legal provisions, okay, or constitutional provisions which protect the rights of the caste. Okay. So these are some of the provisions of means governmental provisions related to caste system. Similarly, ଆମେ ଯଦି ଦେଖିବା last part of caste in India or social structure of caste and practices. The last ଆମେ ଯଦି ଦେଖିବା ହେଉଛି what is the importance of caste system in present contemporary India. Contemporary India ରେ caste system ର କ'ଣ importance ଅଛି? So now we'll discuss. So main importance ହେଉଛି caste system ରହୁଛି in politics, caste and politics. So caste play an important role in politics or political organizations. How? Now you see in time of elections, ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ elections ହଉଛି ସେତେବେଳେ they are caste bank votes ଆମେ ଯୋଉ କହୁଛେ bank ମାନେ vote bank caste vote bank. So it is a feeling ମୁଁ ଯେମିତି କହିଲି ମାନେ I mean sense of unity ଥାଏ ମାନେ ଯେମିତି function of caste system ରେ ଯେମିତି କହିଲି so they have a sense of unity we feeling. So similarly if a particular caste ଯେତେବେଳେ stand କରେ ତ obviously ତାର whole community ତାକୁ support କରେ. So these are the vote banks of caste system. Okay. So caste play an important role in this voting election process as well as also in decision making also. Okay. So now these political organizations, political parties, so they are now divided on the basis of caste, on the basis of caste. If you take the example of some political parties, okay, for examples in UP, so there is caste-based politics is there. Not only there, in other part of the India, so everything is caste-based politics. So मुझे discussion करी one important concept, the dominant caste. So dominant caste also play an important role in this politics. Okay, how? Now ଯେମିତି କହିଲି dominant caste are first thing their majority is there. They are economically, politically, educationally, they are dominant. So ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ the dominant caste play more important role in caste system. Means this political processes. So I'll give you some examples of dominant caste in different part of India. Those who play an important role in this politics. Okay. ବା dominant caste ଯୋଉ କହୁଛେ ସେମାନେ politics ରେ କେମିତି important role play କରୁଛନ୍ତି ବା ସେ dominant sub caste କିଏ? So start with north. If you if you ଆମେ ଯଦି ଦେଖିବା ତାହେଲେ caste in UP, Bihar, okay. So it is totally means it's totally caste based politics. କେମିତି? ନା for example ଯେମିତି କି particular caste କିଛି ଅଛନ୍ତି. Particular ଯଦି ଆମେ Yadav କହିବା. So Yadav is a dominant caste in northern part of India and they are playing important role in politics. So there are many politicians are there, many ministers are those who are Yadavs. So they are dominant caste and they play an important role in politics. Now come to the western part of India. Western part of India को हम जिधर Rajasthan. So the dominant caste are Rajput. So the Rajput play an important role in politics. Okay. So Rajput, Maharashtra ଆମେ ଯିବା Maratha. Okay, so Marathi speaking people ବା Maratha जो ଅଛନ୍ତି. So they are playing important role. Okay, ଯେମିତି କି କିଛି dominant caste ହେଲେ Deshpande. Okay, so they are the dominant caste and they play an important role in politics. If you go to the southern part, there are some also dominant caste are there. For example, Nayars are there. Okay, or southern part ରେ ଆହୁରି ଯେମିତି Reddy, Khamma. ତ ଏଗୁଡା ସବୁ ହଉଛନ୍ତି dominant caste and they play an important role in this politics. ଆମେ ଯଦି eastern part କୁ ଆସିବା, eastern part ରେ ଆମେ ଯଦି ଦେଖିବା Banerjee, Patnaik, so they are dominant caste and they play an important role in politics. So in this way, in different part of the country, there are different kind of dominant caste and they play an active and important role in politics. Okay. So now it is become caste based politics in India. another important jota ame function re भी discussion करिचे ना, because of this caste system there is a balance in the society. Okay, so hierarchy रहो, stratification रहो, but inequality न रहो. Okay, so caste system never will eradicate from India. India ରୁ caste system କେବେ ବି ଯାଇପାରିବନି, but equality ଆଣିପାରିବା. So that is one importance of caste system. So with this, I conclude this caste system. Okay, so in caste system we discuss about the features, features like segmental division of society, restrictions on food, restriction on social relationship, restrictions on marriage, restrictions on occupations, then caste panchayat. So these are some of the features. Then we discuss about some important content dominant caste, Jajmani system. Then what is the difference between caste and class? Then what are the functions and dysfunctions of caste systems? And finally, we discuss about the changes and importance in caste system. So we finish tribe and caste. So now we'll discuss about the third social structure of Indian society is what? The class. So I'm a tribe discussion kale, caste discussion kale. So now we'll discuss about tribe caste. Now we'll discuss about the class. So before we'll start this section, ମୁଁ already the discussion କରିଦେଇଛୁ what is the difference between caste and class. Okay, it is caste is ascribed, class is achieved. So in this we will discuss about what is class. Okay, so how class emerge in India? जेहेतु particularly we are discussing about Indian society, so we will discuss class is universal in nature. So class is an example of stratification, and it is universal in nature. So everywhere we found class system. The class system ଚାରିଆଡେ ଅଛି. But in particular in Indian context, okay. So sociology of India. So we have to discuss class from sociological point of view. तो ଆମେ ଯଦି simple terms ରେ class କହିବା ମାନେ କଣ? Class means what? ନା a group of people those who have similar background. ତାକୁ ଆମେ class କହୁଛେ. Take the example of classroom. So ଗୋଟେ batch, the plus three, first year, second year, third year. So they belongs to a particular class means a particular group those who have similar background, same class. तो এটা the general. But class system ଟା ବେଶୀ use କରାଯାଏ economic point of view, from the point of view of wealth. So class means what? Na those who have similar economic background. Okay, similar lifestyle বা standard of living ତାକୁ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ. But ଯେହେତୁ ଆମେ ଏଟା sociology ରେ ପଢୁଛେ, we have give to importance to term social. So whenever the term social comes, ଯେତେବେଳେ ବି social term ଟା ଆସିବ, ସେତେବେଳେ obviously it is related to society. ତ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଏଟାକୁ ଆମେ class କହିବାନି, ଏଟାକୁ ଆମେ କହିବା social class. Okay, how the class is divided. ଯେମିତି caste system ରେ ଯେମିତି hierarchy ଥିଲା, different caste are based on segmental division hierarchy ରେ, similarly class ରେ ବି ସେମିତି hierarchy ଅଛି, division ଅଛି. ତ ସେଇଟା ଆମେ discussion କରିବା. ତ simple terms ରେ you just clear. So class means what? Social class means what? A group of people those who have similar status, similar status or background in the society. The class. ତ ଆମେ in general ଆମେ ଯେ class ଯଦି କହିବା from the economic point of view বা social point of view, ଆମେ କହିଦେବା rich class, middle class, poor class or lower class. ତ ଏଇଟାକୁ ଆମେ generally କହୁଛେ. ତ generally ଆମେ ବେଶୀ terms use କରୁଛେ the middle class, middle class. So what is this middle class and how this middle class emerges? ତ ଆଜି ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ବି ଦେଖୁଛେ ଯଦି କିଛି ଗୋଟେ problems ହଉଛି, the middle class is suffering. ତ ଆମେ terms ଟା ଯୋଉ use କରୁଛେ middle class, ସେ middle class କିଏ ଆଉ how it is emerged? So ଯଦି ଆମେ Indian context ରେ ଦେଖିବା, we have to discuss about the history of class system in India. Okay. So class system emerge କେମିତି କଲା? Caste system ତ ମୁଁ already discussion କରିଛି. Caste system କେମିତି it started from ବର୍ଣ୍ଣ ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥା, from early Vedic age. ତ ତାର ଯେମିତି ଗୋଟେ origin ଅଛି. ଯେମିତି tribes ର ଗୋଟେ origin ଅଛି, similarly class ର ବି ଗୋଟେ origin ଅଛି, origin of class in Indian society. So generally, if you discuss about India, so before independence there is no class. Okay, the society particularly it is based on caste system only. So caste system play an important role in the social economic life of people. So class no thila. Jadi bhi class thila, that is higher and lower, either rich or poor. But after Britishers, okay, when Britishers came to India, the state class system emerged kala. तो ये क्लास सिस्टम टा सीट एमएस कला कौन ना इकोनॉमिक क्लास सिस्टम में एमएस कला सीट ओके सोशियो इकोनॉमिक क्लास एमएस कला हाउ ना जनरली मु जेमिति कहली कास्ट सिस्टम बिफोर इंडिपेंडेंट कास्ट सिस्टम इज वेरी restricted थिला स्ट्रिक्ट थिला बट ब्रिटिशर्स जेतले आसिले when they occupy Indian territory so different middle classes emerge class system the first emerge kala okay rich class poor class so in that another class emerge that is known as middle class ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ଏବେ ଟର୍ମସ୍ ୟୁଜ କରୁଛୁ ମିଡିଲ କ୍ଲାସ କଣ ନା ଜେନେରାଲି ଆମେ ଯଦି ଟିପିକାଲି ରୁରାଲ ସୋସାଇଟି କଥା ଡିସ୍କସନ କରିବା ତ ରୁରାଲ ସୋସାଇଟିରେ ଜେନେରାଲି ରୁରାଲ ସୋସାଇଟିର ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚର କେମିତି ତା ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚର ହେଉଛି ମାନେ ରିଚ୍ ଆଉ ପୁଅର କେମିତି ନା ଜମିଦାର ଦେନ୍ farmers ଦେନ୍ laborers ଓକେ so ଏଇ ଅନୁସାରେ ସେଇଟା economically class ଥିଲା so remember that is not caste system zamindari system is not a caste system it is a class system agrarian class structure not caste structure so zamindars then farmers then middle farmers then laborers so in this way class a class structure ଟା ଥିଲା but britishers ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆସିଲେ new classes emerge କଲା how na it is because of agriculture okay means change in agriculture so generally in time of independence before independence so ସେତେବେଳେ ଆମ agriculture subsistence agriculture ଥିଲା okay only produced only for consumptions not for other purpose not for profit but when there is a change in agriculture so classes emerge kala କେମିତି ନା ଯେମିତି କହିଲି subsistence agriculture ଥିଲା only for production or consumption of family members but when britishers came they imposed tax on the agriculture or land tax ବା production tax they impose so ସେଥିରେ କଣ ହେଲା now the farmers they are subsistence and they are not able to pay taxes high taxes to the government they are not able to pay so what is the solution now the solution is lending money from the zamindars okay or lending money from the money lenders so ଯେତିକି ସବୁ rich class ଥିଲେ ତାଙ୍କଠୁ lend ନଉଥିଲେ and they are not able to pay so indebtedness ଯୋଉ କୁହାଯାଏ loan ନେଇକି ସୁଝି ନ ପାରିବା so this indebtedness is increasing so ତା ଦ୍ୱାରା କଣ ହେଲା ଏଇ ଯୋଉ କ୍ଲାସ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚର ଥିଲା ଇଣ୍ଡିଆନ ସୋସାଇଟିର ତ ତା ଦେହରେ ଇମ୍ବାଲାନ୍ସ ଆସିଲା ମିନ୍ସ ବାଇପୋଲାର ହେଇଗଲା ମିନ୍ସ ଲ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡଲର୍ଡସ୍ ପୁରା ରିଚ୍ ହେଇଗଲେ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଦ ଫାର୍ମର୍ସ ବିକମ୍ ପୁଅ ଆଉ ସେଇଠି କଣ ହେଲା ନା ଗୋଟେ ମିଡିଲ କ୍ଲାସର ଏମର୍ଜ ହେଲା ମିଡିଲ କ୍ଲାସ କୋଉମାନେ ନା ଦୋଜ ହୁ ଆର୍ ଦ ଟ୍ରେଡର୍ସ ଓକେ ଟ୍ରେଡିଂ କରନ୍ତି କମର୍ସ କରନ୍ତି ଓକେ ବା ମନି ଲେଣ୍ଡିଂ ଦିଅନ୍ତି ସେମାନଙ୍କର ଏମର୍ଜ ହେଲା କାହିଁକିନା ଦ ଫାର୍ମର୍ସ they borrowed money from these middle class money lenders or ଜାଗିରଦାର ସବୁ ତାଙ୍କଠୁ ସେମାନେ money lend କରିକି ନଉଥିଲେ ତ in this way what ନା ଏଇ ଯୋଉ middle class ଟା it's become growing okay ତ ତାଙ୍କର class ଟା grow କରି କରି ଗଲା ଏ middle class ଟା because of this profit ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ reason ଥିଲା ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କଣ ନା ଯୋଉ change in agriculture କହିଲେ first subsistence ଥିଲା but later it become commercialized so commercialization of agriculture start ହେଇଗଲା the commercialization of agriculture means what na produce for profit not for consumption for consumption as well as for the profit ତ ଦିଟା ପାଇଁ ସେଟା ହେଲା ତ commercial agriculture ଆଉ subsistence agriculture ର difference କଣ Now, subsistence agriculture is for production of food crops. For example, rice, wheat, for food crops, not for profit, for consumption. But in commercial agriculture, is cash crops. Cash crops only for profit, not for consumptions. So the British they forced the farmers to grow indigenous crops. Plantation କରିବା ପାଇଁ ତାଙ୍କୁ force କଲେ। So ସେଥିରେ କଣ ହେଲା ନା anyhow they have to give taxes to the British government or to the zamindars. So they are bound or they are forcefully they produce they cultivate cash crops and cash crops ପାଇଁ ସେମାନେ କୋଉଠୁ I mean capital ଆଣିବେ so they borrowed money from the money lenders, okay, from the traders. So in this way କଣ ହେଲା ନା they are exploited, alienated, and this middle class, the middle class emerged, okay, because of this commercialization of agriculture. And another is trade and commerce. Trade and commerce means what? Now, for example, with Britishers, railways, waterways, ଏଗୁଡ଼ା ସବୁ start ହେଲା in India ରେ। ତ ଆ ଦେହରେ କଣ ନା new class emerge କଲା ନା traders, okay, or businessmen। ତ ଏଇ class ସବୁ emerge କଲା। Those who have capital, those who are rich people, so they started trading. So in this way, the society is stratified on these three layers or three classes, okay, lower class, middle class, and higher class. So it is in rural India. But what about urban India? Okay. So same thing. So in urban India also there are two sections are there. Rich people and low people means poor people. Rich class or low class. So there is no middle class. Then how middle class emerge in urban area? Now this middle class emerge due to what? Now due to this industrialization. How? Now because in industries रे बहुत सारा professional दरकार था, skilled technician. In agriculture there is no need of skilled technician person. Okay, agriculture is that technology বা skilled বা professional দরকার নাই, but in industries for production process ରେ different I mean ଦରକାର ପଡନ୍ତି professional। So professional means what? ନା ଏଇ ଯୋଉ middle class କଣ ହେଲା ନା ଗୋଟେ ତ ହେଲା capitalist ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା workers, laborers ଯୋଉଟା mean industrialist ଆଉ workers ଏଇ ଦିଟା class ଥିଲା। But because of industrialization a professionals, then skilled laborers, for examples like engineers हो ବା skilled laborers हो, businessman हो, corporate हो, ଏଇ ସବୁ different classes ସବୁ emerge କରିଗଲା। So middle class, so ଏବେ urban area ବି majority ହଉଛନ୍ତି middle class peoples, okay। So in this way class emerge in rural area and in urban areas, okay। So ଏଇ ଯୋଉ class emerge ପଛରେ main reason କଣ ଥିଲା? ଦିଟା, ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି industrialization ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି urbanization ଆଉ commercialization of agriculture, and this is the impact of British rule. Because of Britishers, because of impact of British rule, the classes are emerged in India, okay। So these are the class, and what is the importance of class in India? ଯଦି ଆମେ କହିବା, the class is very important. So class means what? Inequality. It is example of stratification. Then what is the importance of class in India? The class कौन ପାଇଁ ଦରକାର ନା for development we need this type of division, this type of higher class, middle class, lower class. And if there is no division, there is no development, no progress in Indian society. तो ସେଥିପାଇଁ if there is division, there is competition। ମୁଁ ଯେହେତୁ କହିଥିଲି the difference between caste and classes. Caste is closed system, there is no mobility, there is no possibility of mobility. But in class system there is possibility of mobility, means ଆମେ ଆମ class କୁ change କରିପାରିବା। It is based on our achievement, our talent। तो because of this achievement talent by जो झील ପାଇଁ, so different class they are compete with each other to grow their status, okay, to develop their status in the society. So when there is development of individual or development of class, ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ class ର development ହୁଏ ସେତେବେଳେ indirectly ଗୋଟେ society ର ବି development ହୁଏ. Okay, so inequality there should be competition but not conflict, because competition is smooth for the society but not conflict. For example, competition ହେଲେ କ'ଣ ନା there is no harm, but if different classes, for example between class between means fight or conflict between two classes. For example, ଆମେ ଯଦି industrial society କହିବା, okay, so industrial society ବା industrialization ରେ ମୁଁ already କହିଥିଲି ଯେ ଦିଟା class ଥିଲେ, ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି capitalist ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଥିଲେ proletariat ବା industrialist ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛନ୍ତି workers. So ଏଇଟା ଦିଟା class, so ଦିଟା class ରହିଲା ମାନେ exploitation ହବ, okay. So the industrialist or capitalist the class, they exploit the worker class by labor class. So exploitation is there. But এই exploitation ରେ କ'ଣ ହେଲା ନା conflict ହେଲା, conflict between these two classes. Okay. So because of this conflict, what the problem created in the society. Okay. That is known as class struggle. But in case of this division, that higher, middle, lower, that there should not be conflict. There should be competition. Competition ରହିବା ଦରକାର. Okay, ଗୋଟେ status ରୁ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ status କୁ ଯିବା ପାଇଁ ଆମକୁ cooperation ନଥାଇପାରେ but competition ନିହାତି ଦରକାର. ଆଉ class competition ହେଲେ ହିଁ ଗୋଟେ society ର growth ବା development ହବ. Okay, so this is the importance of class in Indian society. So with this, I conclude this topic class. So in that we discuss about what is class, okay, what is social class, then what are the features. Means features means ଯେମିତି କହିଲି ଯେମିତି ଆର main feature ଯେମିତି ହଉଛି social ହେଇପାରେ, economic ହେଇପାରେ, political ହେଇପାରେ. Then we discuss about the emergence of class in India. Indian society class କେମିତି emerge ହେଲା, particularly how middle class emerge in Indian society. Then we discuss about the differentiate between caste and class, and finally what are the importance of class in India. Okay. So with this, we finish our this blog, social structure and practices in Indian society. So today we discuss about tribes, caste and class. So in tribes we discuss about the features of tribes, then what are the socio-economic conditions and problems of tribal people, okay, like poverty, unemployment, health problem, education problems, these problems. Then we discuss about some of the solutions. So what are the measures to protect their rights, okay, to solve their problems. Next we discuss about caste system. Then we discuss what is caste, what are the features of caste systems, then some concepts like important concepts related to caste systems like judgmani systems, dominant caste, difference between caste and class. Then we discuss about like function and dysfunction of caste. Then we discuss about the means importance of caste system in India. Okay. Then what are the factors of changes in caste system in India? So these are related to caste system in India. And finally, we discuss about class system. What is class? Then how it is emerged in India. Then differentiated between caste and class. Then importance of class system. So with this, I conclude today's session. So learners, if you have any doubt or clarification, please ask. Learners, କିଛି doubt ଅଛି ପଚାରି ପାର. Okay, one more thing I will add in caste system. ଗୋଟେ ମୁଁ skip କରିଥିଲି. So in caste system, one important concept जो ମୁଁ କହିଲି factors of change in caste system. Okay. So in factors of caste system ରେ ସେଇଠି କ'ଣ ଥିଲା, ଗୋଟେ sanskritization concept ବି ଥିଲା. ତ ତା ଦେହରେ କେମିତି that is change that brings change in the caste system. So Sanskritization means what? Now Sanskritization means when a lower caste imitate higher caste their practices and occupy a higher status in the caste hierarchy. So that is a factor of change. So these are related to this caste system. So we finish this caste, class and tribes. Learners, କିଛି doubt ଅଛି?
Any doubts, students? No doubts.
Sir,
No query.
probable questions कौन sir ଆସିପାରିବ ଟିକେ sir?
Okay, ମୁଁ କହିଦେଉଛି probable question ହଉଛି କ'ଣ suppose in tribes ରେ so tribes ଯଦି ଆସିବ define tribe okay and discuss its features. ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ question ଆସିପାରେ discuss the problems of tribes and the measures. In caste system ରେ ଆସିବ what is caste, features of caste system ଆଉ changes in caste system. ଆଉ class ରେ ଆସିଲେ class ରେ ଆସିବ define class and emergence of class system in Indian society. ଏତିକି question.
Thank you, sir. So any question? So thank you very much, sir.
Yes sir.
Hello?
Thank you.
Okay. Any question?
Namaste sir.
Go ahead.
Provide କରିବେ
ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଭଏସ୍ ଅଡିବୁଲ୍ ହଉନି କ'ଣ ମେଲ୍ କ'ଣ?
ସାର୍ ମାନସ ସାର୍ କହିଥିଲେ କାଲି ନୋଟ୍ ପ୍ରୋଭାଇଡ୍ କରିବେ ବୋଲି।
ମୁଁ ଆଜି କରିଦେବି।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଠିକ୍ ଅଛି।
So thank you very much, students. Thank you, learners. Thank you, Manas sir, for your giving time to learn the next opportunity for your nice presentation. So thank you very much once again to all of you. So tomorrow again 9 a.m. you will join for the next class. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.